I'm like, what is it, like Rock Me Amadeus? Do you remember Rock Me Amadeus was like the first song that was like, rock me, rock me, rock me, rock me, like it was on both sides, and you were just like, this stereo is amazing. All right, I gotta get rid of it. This is so weird. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, for enduring that a very angry letter to my old boss, I guess. But yeah, it's so nice to see some Steven fans here. How great are those two together? Like, I want to see them in every fucking movie. They need to be like, they need a road movie, they need a La La Land, they need, what else? A Western? Fuck it, let's put them in a fucking Western. Like, we'll remake Once Upon a Time in the West and put those guys in there.
Bonnie and Clyde.
I'll take that for $1, definitely. But yeah, this was, I don't know if you guys noticed this, from all of the Vlads and like all the different, very, like, the Sivas and the, well, not those guys, but this was shot in Serbia. This was shot in Belgrade, Serbia. This was actually my second film in Serbia. I shot Everly there as well. And when I first read this script, I was actually in the middle of a corporate job, and it was just like, oh my God, someone is speaking to me. This is everything that I needed to endure dealing with the everyday of, like, one of my corporate jobs that I did was I was specifically like hired to be a creative director, and there was nothing creative about it. It was all about management. I'm like sitting there going like, what is creative about this job? The only creative thing that I had was whether or not I wanted to do lox and cream cheese or no cream cheese on Bagel Thursday, which was the only cool thing about that fucking job. And bagels sucked, actually. So when I read that script, it really hit me hard. And when we were finally kind of given the green light, it was one of these, like, we got the money, we got the money. Fuck, let's do this movie. And they're like, then, remember that budget that we were talking about? How about a 1/10 of that? Fuck. But I felt so passionate about making this movie that I said, fuck it, we're just gonna do it. We gotta figure it out, and I need to make this, even if it's just to kind of like exercise the demons. By the way, I'm so glad that you guys got the half-baked joke. That was awesome. That was something that we designed, like that was literally in the sound design when we were on the ADR stage. And I was just like, you have all these loop group people and they're doing all the different voices and shit. And I just went like, all right, did you ever see Half-Baked? And this one guy goes, I've seen Half-Baked. And he did that, and I was like, we gotta put that in. And then, it's one of those things I just kind of like embedded into the movie, not thinking anyone would fucking laugh. And then at South by, when we first played it, the fucking crowd roared, and I'm like, oh man, I'm with a bunch of fucking stoners. This is great. You guys are already like preordained to like this movie, or at least not remember it in the morning. That's fine. So when we were trying to figure out where we were going to shoot it, there's when you're a filmmaker and you have to, especially when you're in the indie world, every dollar counts, every single penny counts, and you have to try to put it as much on stage or on screen as possible. So there's this thing called the tax incentives that, if you go to a certain state, they'll give you some money back, because it employs local talent, it employs crew. It's kind of great for everybody. And certain states have better incentives than others. That's why everything right now is shot in Atlanta, because the incentive is really great, and it changes all the time. So when we were kind of given we got the green light, just do not as much budget as you want, we had to make it really stretch. So originally we tried Pittsburgh, and it's all about time. Time is the greatest commodity a filmmaker can have, because then you get to actually try to construct something instead of just do it in a fucking wonder, dude. Just turn the camera on and just talk, and then we gotta move on. That's kind of what happens a lot. And like last night with Jackals, when they were saying like 19 days, like holy shit. But that's terrifying for a filmmaker, because you want to try, everybody wants to be fucking Kubrick, everybody wants to have those Fincher days where like 99 takes, why not, Like, I'm lucky if I get 2. So you have to have great actors. And so we kind of traveled the world in a way where, well, not world, more like, let's try Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh would give us 16 days. And then we went to New Orleans, and New Orleans would give us 17 days. And then we went to Vancouver, because I shot Wrong Turn 2 there, and they were like, we'll give you 19 days. And I'm like, fuck, this is not gonna happen. And then I remember how great the crews were in Serbia, and how everyone there is so excited to make movies, and it's so refreshing too, because in most cases, like when you shoot something in Hollywood, it's just kind of like, a grip will be like, turn the light off, I'm going to lunch, and that's it. Whereas in Serbia, they're like, so what would you like the light? Would you like it here? I can put it down here. Would you like it over here? Like, you tell me what you want. I will give you anything you want. I'm like, I love it here. So we went to Serbia, reluctantly at first, because it's fucking halfway around the world. And they were like, we will give you 26 days. And that is just like manna from heaven for any filmmaker. So it was totally worth going back over to Serbia. But again, the people were great. And then when we were given that green light, you're given a list whenever you're kind of making a movie where it's about like foreign pre-sales and it's all about your cast and how you get that money and how you kind of create value out of this product even before you shoot a frame. And they give you this list, and Derek was me. Like that was me, just with better ties. And they gave me this list of actors, and it was all fucking white dudes. Now, hi, I'm Joe, I'm a white guy. But it's just, this isn't our fucking world anymore. And I've always been so attuned to try and find the regular guy, the average Joe. God, I fell into that fucking pun. But like, I'm looking for what I like to call the Dreyfus. Because like, I grew up where Richard Dreyfuss was my every guy. Like, he was in Jaws, and he was so fucking cool, and he was, making mountains out of mashed potatoes and Close Encounters. I'm like, that's a real dude! And like, he was just one of those guys that you just went, he's not the best looking guy in the world, but he was us in all of those movies, especially back in the day. And I was like, who is that now? And it just so happened that, are there any Walking Dead fans? Do you guys remember when they fucked with us with a dumpster? So it was that night that I'm sitting there looking at this list, and I'm going like, I don't fucking know. Like, and I've been a fan of that show from the beginning. And it was, seriously, it was like a sign from heaven where Steven does the thing with the dumpster, and everyone flips out. I open up my fucking phone, and Twitter melts because holy shit, Steven died. And everyone's flipping the fuck out. And immediately I went, that's my guy. That, like, everyone was so concerned about him. It's like, when was the last time that someone really cared about a character like that? And then they did it to us again, the bastards. We got another story, but I'll tell you that story when we're going to drink. But yeah, like, I immediately went, like, that to me, that's my, Steven was my Dreyfus. And we met once, and like, what's funny is I believe when we first submitted the script to him, I think he thought we were gonna give him another character, like he was gonna be like the Ewan character, whatever. Like, no, I want you to be the lead. And he was like, okay. He was so fucking great, and he was really the guy that kind of propelled everything forward. And once we got him, and once we kind of locked in on Serbia, we were off to the races. We had kind of 4.5 to 5 weeks to shoot this, to prep, which normally you get anywhere from like 6 to 12 weeks, or if you're a Marvel movie, you get a year or whatever. That's not a joke. I really wish that was a fucking joke, but it's not. Like, I can't wait. But we had 5 weeks, and we had to really fucking move. So, like I was telling you earlier today, I'm one of those directors who's like, I must shot list every shot. Everything has to be precise. I gotta have a fucking shot list. I have to know all the answers, especially when you're making a movie where you have to move so fast. You have to kind of pre-edit. You have to think about, like, I don't need to run cameras on all of these. I need this, I need that cool shot down there. That guy needs to be sawed in half. Move on. No waste of time. And this was the first time where I kind of went improv. If you've seen Everly and Wrong Turn 2, and you'll see that I try to be as precise as possible. Here, we had these things called the Ronin cameras, which are these kind of steady cams. First off, when you hear there's a camera called the Ronin, it's fucking cool. You're just like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I don't care what it is. It's a Ronin. It's gonna be a fucking samurai and just cutting through my fucking shot list. It'll be great. So Steve Gaynor, who shot this, who also shot Everly, he shot Bully, Larry Clark's Bully. He shot Punisher Warzone. He's brilliant. He was like, well, we got these cameras, and it's 2 steady cams. We're just gonna fucking roll this thing through. It's gonna be great. I can't count on all of your fingers and toes how many times that fucking thing broke down. Every other shot, you'd hear the camera guy, you'd be, reboot! Like, you'd have to reboot the rig every other fucking take. It was a nightmare, but we were able to kind of really move fast. And I didn't storyboard anything. It was